Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hard Rocker Coaches Luncheon. I'm Brad Bloom. I'm an associate AD here. Joel couldn't be here today, and Maria is watching her son play golf in Huron, so you're stuck with me. So, just want to give you guys a rundown of what's going to be happening this week in Hard Rocker Athletics. On Thursday, we're going to have the soccer team is going to play Kassie Pueblo out at Dakota Fields at a 5 o'clock start. And then Friday we have volleyball here at Fidel Gymnasium versus MSU Denver, and that's going to be at 7. And then Saturday's big day, we're going to have a football game starting at noon against Fort Lewis College out at O'Hare Stadium. And then later on that night at 5 o'clock, the volleyball team is going to challenge Colorado Christian. And then we'll wrap everything up on Sunday when soccer plays UCCS out at Dakota Fields game, and that's 11 a.m. start. So, a full week of activities here. And then before we get started with Ryan up here, I'd like to announce this week's Hard Rocker Athletes of the Week are soccer player George Martinez and women's golfer Rhiannon Garland. The Hard Rocker women's golf team competed in Montana last Monday and Tuesday at the Laurel Golf Club, where Rhiannon posted a third-place overall finish. She carded a first-round score of 82 and followed up with an 80 on Tuesday for a two-day total of 162. And she helped her team to a second-place team finish for the tournament. Rhiannon is a sophomore chemical engineering major from Mesa, Arizona, and she's currently at CSU Pueblo, I believe, this week for we're going to have a golf tournament there. And then the Hard Rocker soccer team played 2 automatic bombs last week where George Martinez scored a goal in each of those outings. He scored in the first half of play Friday against Regis University and then notched a goal on Sunday afternoon against MSU Denver, also in the first half. George currently leads the R9 in total goals, scoring 6 in 9 games, and also leads the conference in points with 13. He's had a very good season. George is a senior midfielder from Thornton, Colorado, majoring in mechanical engineering. So those are our extra players of the week, so congratulations to them. And then I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. So we'll start with Ryan with soccer.
Hey, good afternoon. All right, soccer. It's been a while since we last met. Since then, we went to Denver. We played Colorado Christian at Adams State. Both games that we felt like we should win. Both games we dropped. Lost to Colorado Christian 1-0 in a pretty tight game. Looking back on the game, we gave them space for about 5 seconds at 90 minutes, and they scored, and we unfortunately just couldn't get it back. Then we played Adams State down at CCU, went up 1, and just like our season's going, we gave that goal back up, and then allowed Adams State to score in overtime to lose. Going into last weekend, tough weekend for us. Played Regis, who's a pretty dominant team. They have a lot of quality players, and it turned out to be a rough game. They scored 2 on us in probably the first 10 minutes. And just like Brad said, George came back and scored a goal, make it 2-1. At that point, pretty confident we were in it. And then it kind of went downhill from there, and they scored another 5 on us. So rough day, but sometimes it takes getting embarrassed to turn the corner and motivate yourself. So we had a pretty tough practice on Saturday. We had a split weekend, so we played home on Friday and then we were away on Sunday. So Saturday was really a crucial day. We played a lot of what I would call childish games to see who was really committed and really wanted to go. So at one point in time, I punted the ball out into the field and I said, whoever gets that ball and brings it back to me goes on the trip. And surprisingly, the guy that had the ball for the whole time was not the guy that brought the ball back to me. It was the guy that stood next to me and waited for the guy to throw it to me, and caught it, set it in my hands, and he made the roster. So, we had a couple games like that, a couple races, just see whose head was in it and who really wanted to compete. going out on Sunday, again, another tough opponent in MSU Denver, and we played them pretty tight the last couple of years. We've lost to them by 1 goal every time. And it was the same result this time, and very unfortunate. We come out and scored first with George. Hit a shot from about 30 yards out, right into the top corner. Amazing goal, probably goal of the year so far. We pressed them for about 3 minutes, and then for whatever reason we let off again and made a silly mistake, and they tied up the game. And after that, we got back in the game, started pressing some more, and unfortunately left it into the referee's hands, and he made a call that we probably disagree with, and but that was a call that he made, and we set ourselves up, and MSU Denver put themselves in the right spot to get a penalty kick, and sometimes that's how the game goes. So lost them 2-1, a really tight game. Looking forward to bounce back today at practice, had yesterday off. Seeing who's really motivated again and who really wants to make the 20-man roster on Thursday. CSU Pueblo's coming in town. They're ranked nationally now. Their coach has done a really good job turning that program around. So they're not going to be, a team that we can walk through. They're a team that capitalizes on people's mistakes. They force teams into bad positions, and then, they're hungry. They want to score as many goals as possible. So if we can eliminate our mistakes and we can frustrate them, then there's no reason why we can't walk out with a win. So again, just trying to get the team ready for that game and get them pumped up and mistake free. And then Sunday, UCCS, another team that we haven't beaten in a while. They're going to be tough. They have a new coach. They're gamers. They come out and they play the game. They play hard and they play physical and they talk a lot and they get in your face. And so another game where if we can keep our composure and eliminate those mistakes, then we can get another win. So looking to turn around the season after the next 2 games, and for us, we think that one big win is going to turn everything around and propel us, hopefully up the standings. So, any questions?
What makes Martinez such a good goal scorer?
He's hungry. He wants the ball at all times. He is willing to get stuck in. He's willing to get garbage goals, clean everything up. He's a guy that no matter where the ball's at, he always seems to be around the play, which is someone that we need. So he's, on Sunday he was playing forward. He wasn't getting the ball enough. And so he dropped back into our midfield, and it opened the game up for us, and that allowed him the space to hit a 30-yard shot and take the lead. And so he has the right attitude going forward of, hey, I'm going to do everything that it takes to help this team win. And right now, that's what we need, and hopefully people can kind of piggyback off of him and help us out. Anything else? All right, thank you.
All right, well, the last time I got to talk to you guys, I was getting ready to take a group out to Wayne State. We took 3 guys out to Wayne, had a nice little day trip of it, and we ran out there. Saw Southwest Minnesota State, Wayne, of course, and Minot State were there for the D2 competition, and then there were a couple of NAIA schools that came as well. Guys ran really, really well. We finished 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the day, so couldn't complain too much. I mean, there's only one way to do better on a day like that. So, the guys did exactly what we wanted to do, which was to get in and be aggressive in a race that we knew that we could be competitive in. And we saw Ryan Mullen racing from the front right from the start, which is something that we haven't gotten to do enough with him over the years, and so that was really encouraging to see him get up there and battle. He made one tactical error, let the guy go going up a big hill, thought he was going to catch him coming down the other side, and just never quite closed the gap. It was basically the same gap for the next 3K of the race, unfortunately. And then Tyler Captain and Owen Wagner did a really nice job as well, a couple of freshman guys for us. They were a little more patient with the field and just kind of let things play out, and then Owen stayed back a little bit further and had to catch up to Tyler, and by the time he caught up to Tyler, there was about 2K left. That's about 1.25 miles, and there was one guy left hanging with them to fight for that third spot in the field, and they just pulled away from him like it was nothing. It was really, really encouraging. I think the finishing time separating them was something like 0.3 seconds or something ridiculous like that. Pretty much this was my only knock on them for the day, was there was no competition between the two of them at the end. They were like, let's just finish together. You know, as a coach, I still have a little bit of competition, a little fight in me, so I like to see people finish hard. But you know, they had it sewed up pretty well, and I can't blame them for wanting that. And one of the things that we really try to teach in cross country is to be a good teammate as well. And these guys are really good teammates. So this week we're heading down to Fort Hays, and their course is actually out in Victoria, which is about 15 minutes outside of Hays. Really, really nice course. They've done a great job with it. They took some retired farmland and turned it into a CrossFit slash cross-country course, and it's always a fun one. They get some pretty good fields out there. This week we'll see I think 3 teams that are ranked in the top 10 in the central region. We'll see a couple of teams potentially out of the Midwest as well. So we should see some good competition. Nebraska Kearney is always tough. Fort Hays is always tough. And the real question this weekend, there was a big race last weekend as well, a couple of big meets last weekend as well. So the real question is, with some of the teams that will come out, is whether or not they're going to send their A teams again, or if we're going to see some other guys. But it'll be a good test for our men's team. I think our men's team's in a really good spot right now. We just have to demonstrate that we can execute in the final mile of the race. That's always the toughest point for any team, and that's the thing that we have to learn how to do now. On the women's side, it'll be a really good test for us. You know, our women's team is very deep. We just haven't had that person jump out at the front yet, but we're seeing some really, really encouraging things in the workouts, and I think the fact that we're deep could be something that plays into our favor at this one. So we're looking forward to getting some good racing in, and should be a good test for us as we go into the RMAC here in a couple weeks. I've brought with me Margaret Thompson. I'm going to have her come up real quick. Margaret's a senior for us, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah, like Coach said, I'm Margaret Thompson. I'm a senior mechanical engineering major from Deer Lodge, Montana. This is my 4th year doing cross country and track. And yeah, I think we're all really excited to go to Fort Hays. It's a lot bigger meet than what we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of like 2 or 3 team, or like on the girls' side anyways. So it'll be fun to go race, and they can have like 200 people in a race there. So it's a lot. You have a lot more people to play off of and work with. So I think we're all excited for a good weekend.
Questions?
How has your running style changed over these 4 years you've been here? What is different about the way you run today, if anything, than the way you ran 4 years ago?
I think I run a lot more confidently, like working with coach and like having a few years of race games to other college teams makes you more aware of like how fast you can go out and not die at the end of a race, and just like more aware of what you can and can't, or mostly what you can do. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that's changed for me.
Coach?
What is your favorite restaurant in Rapid City and why?
That's
Been
hard.
there 4 years, you've had the chance to try them all, I'm sure.
Oh, there's a really, really good Indian restaurant on Main Street. It's right by Pita Pit. I don't remember what it's called.
Catman.
Yes, that's my favorite place to go out and get some.
Good answer.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Also my favorite. Hello, everybody. So I think last time we saw each other, I don't remember when it was. I believe it was before our game against Shadron and Lawrence, I believe so, yeah. So since I last saw you, we traveled to Golden, Colorado to play Colorado Mines. We lost a tough 4-set match against them. I really felt like if we were playing at our best, we could have taken them. They're a really tough team right now. They're currently ranked 6th in the country, and I think that we matched up well. And the exciting thing is because of the change of travel partners in our conference, we get to play them again. So that would be an exciting thing to have them come here and watch them, struggle against us again. But I think that if we play our best, we can easily beat that team. We traveled to Shadron that following day and beat Shadron in their place, which was fun. The past, I'd say 4 times we played Shadron, we've gone to 5, and it's been sort of a bloodbath. So for us to kind of easily take down Shadron was enjoyable. It just kind of felt good to get our group back, especially anytime you play Shadron at their own place is really tough. So that was fun. We had the opportunity to host BH at home on Tuesday. I know many of you were there. We decided to keep things interesting and go to a 5-set match. That was like too close for comfort, but we got the win against BH at home, which felt really good. We had a great turnout. Pep band was awesome, per usual. Just a really great environment for us to play in. So just a really good opportunity. And then this past Friday, we played Regis, and unfortunately we're not doing our thing. So we are kind of getting our groove back a little bit. Consistency is sort of our enemy right now, and we need to really find a way to be the team we know we are. The thing that's special, I think, about this team in particular is we really don't care too much about anything but ourselves in the sense of who we're playing, the environment we're in, what's going on outside of us. We try to focus on us at all times, and that's what makes us great. And we really got to get back to doing that. So really just having a lot of joy in what we do, a lot of energy, a lot of feisty behavior, and really for volleyball. I think if we can get back to those things, then we're a tough team to compete against. So this coming week, we're home again, which is exciting. We played Metro on Friday night. Metro is currently ranked 2nd in the country. However, last time Metro made an appearance in Rapid City, we beat them. So, let's have some fun. And then on Saturday, we host Colorado Christian. Colorado Christian is kind of middle of the road on our team right now, playing well. So, really good competition for us this weekend. We're excited about it. We really feel like, again, if we can keep things moving in our direction and have the same energy that we always are successful at, then we're going to have a really nice weekend. So, yeah, and then after that, this next coming weekend, we're on the road for the next 2 weekends, all the way to Salt Lake and Durango, so I'll be all pretty tired, sick of being on the bus by then, but we'll see that again when we come back, and hopefully we get lots more wins to talk about. So, I brought a guest with me today because I know everyone's favorite part is our student athletes. So my guest today is Kassie Luce, and Kassie, come on. Kassie is a junior setter for us. Kassie has made an appearance now in 2 of our past matches against, 2 wins against BH and Shadron, coming off the bench and getting wins for us. Kassie is, don't tell anyone else, but one of my favorite people on earth. She's definitely, the thing I love about Kassie the most is she is the same all the time. So it doesn't matter if she's on the starting side, if she's not on the starting side, what day it is in practice, what week of the season it is, it doesn't matter. You always get the same type of play out of Kassie, which is competitive and feisty and a lot of fun to play with. And she never takes herself too seriously, but it's always all business with her on the volleyball court. So she's a lot of fun to have in our program. She's a lot of fun to play with. Not so fun to play against, I think, but really enjoy to have her with us. So I'll let her kind of tell her story.
So as she said, I'm Kassie. I'm a junior setter for Meeker, and I'm studying business. Chose mine because of the academics, obviously, and also I can play volleyball with my
questions for me or Cassie?
What's your favorite road story about Coach Torvi?
Oh, okay, so we were on the road to Salt Lake City, and it's like, I don't know, hour 6. It's been a while, and Coach goes, I have a deck of Uno. And we're like, okay, we'll play. We played Uno. It was like one game for probably 2 hours. There's this one card that is like you switch hands with someone, and whoever had Uno got the freaking card and switched. So we played Uno for about 2 hours.
Did you end up winning?
I don't know. I think it was
so.
Tori.
I think it was too. I do not.
It was competitive.
I just want to say thank you for changing your hair color, so now I can tell you guys apart.
My twin sister has blonde hair.
And also, what is your favorite area or part of Rapid City?
My favorite is Canyon Lake. I like all the geese and the ducks. And you can walk around, and there's a volleyball sand court, and it's a whole vibe over there.
All right, we'll see you guys Friday and Saturday. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Good. Just want to start off, talk a little bit about the last 2 weeks. You know, like everybody said, it's been a couple weeks since we've seen everybody. You know, we played homecoming September 25th, and unfortunately didn't go very well for us. You know, we talked a lot about that as a football team. You know, I think we got caught up a little bit on, you know, what we saw on tape was potentially what we were going to get. And, you know, just it was really good for me and for our football program just to kind of see, you know, the type of team that we need to show up for and compete against. You know, CSU Pueblo's had a very good tradition, and Coach Riston had those guys come up here ready to go. We learned a lot about ourselves and what it takes, and that was our message after that football game is just what you see on film doesn't mean that's what you're going to see live. And, you know, like I said, we got caught up into that a little bit during the game. And, you know, that's 100% my responsibility, and I know we got that fixed this past week. So this past week we were down at Adams State, played a very tough athletic opponent down there, which we knew it was going to be. You know, we've played that opponent 4 times the last 4 years, and the home team has always won that football game. And I didn't even tell the team that until after the game, but, you know, we battled through a lot of adversity during the course of that game. And, you know, for us to come away with a big road win down there was really big for us in our football program. We knew we had to go down and start fast, and we did offensively and defensively. We were up, you know, 14-0. Kind of let our foot off the gas a little bit on each side of the ball and let them get back into the football game. It was 35-23 at halftime, and, you know, I was very proud of our kids, very proud of our coaching staff that, you know, they got our kids ready to go that second half. And we ended up holding them to 7 points in the second half. And, you know, offensively, we scored 22 points, and we needed some critical plays to happen in that football game. And we had a lot of guys that did that. Not necessarily guys that you're normally going to hear about or read about during the course of the season. We had a lot of younger kids step up and make plays in that football game. And it, you know, really just kind of shows the type of kids we have in our program, how resilient they are, knowing that it was going to take all 57 of the kids that traveled down to Adams to win that game. And we talked about that. You know, I was teasing one of our kids yesterday in our team meeting. You know, he's a big offensive lineman, and, you know, he's probably 9 on our depth chart in regards to, you know, playing. But when we needed water, that kid got up and got a water bottle for everybody. And, you know, but everybody kind of had their own role, and we knew that going into that football game. Like I said, we had some young kids that really stepped up and made some big plays in the second half of that game. So, you know, just really proud of our kids and how resilient, how tough, and how hard they played through the course of that full 60-minute football game. You know, our staff as well, you know, very proud of them. We had a little bit of adversity ourselves. You know, we were unfortunate not to have a bus or buses this past weekend, so We took fans all the way down to Alamosa, Colorado, and made that trip Thursday. I think we left at 2 o'clock on Thursday and didn't get back until Sunday at 2 o'clock. So very proud of our kids and how they handled themselves during the course of that. They did not let that faze them during the course of the game. And I know they made a lot of good memories within the bus and got a lot of quality time together. This week we face an opponent in Fort Lewis. They're coming up here 0-5 right now, but they're very similar to Adams State, very athletic. They move around, they fly around. We know we got our hands full. It's going to be one of those football games where we're going to have to come out and start fast and try and keep our foot on the gas a little bit. That way, we don't let the same situation happen as we did down at Adams. So, just one of those deals until you kind of look at our schedule and kind of finally realize Wednesday we're done. We're halfway done. And we talked a lot about that as a senior class, as a football team, and making sure that we make the most of every single one of our opportunities. We got another opportunity to play at home. We've only got 3 home games left. So that's something that we've talked about. We've talked about our seniors leaving their legacy and what that all looks like. And last week was one of those legacy moments for our senior class, is winning a road game at Adams State, which is something that hasn't been done before within our program. And now we have another opportunity to be 2-2 this week, and be 4-2, which again hasn't happened in a long time around here. So we're continuing to talk a lot about those things within our program, just again keep our guys focused on all of our goals are still right there ahead of us. No matter what's happened on the previous weeks, we've got to continue to look forward as a football program and continue to get 1% better every day. So I do have a special guest for the football team, number 19, Collin Zur. Collin is a team captain for us. Go ahead and come on up. He's leading our team in receptions right now with 19 as well, kind of ironic. Right now we've got 19 catches, wearing 19. Against Mayville State, again, I got to do a better job. Him and his brother actually had a touchdown connection, so it was a Zur connection in the Mayville State game, and we're still doing a little research on the last time that's been done in college football. So once I get that information for you, I'll make sure and pass that along. But Collin's from Utah, from Salt Lake area, is a super senior for us, 6-year kid. He's already graduated with an industrial engineering degree, so I'll let him talk to you a little bit more about him and his history.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Coach. Thanks everyone for having me up here. We're so close.
I said industrial.
You said
Yes,
industrial.
sorry.
Yeah, so actually, I'm like he said, 5th-year senior. I'm studying mechanical engineering. I play wide receiver, as he already mentioned, and I'm from Park City, Utah. So I've just been really proud of the way that our team responded, especially in that Adams State game. Normally, in the past few years, when we get down like that at halftime, being down 12, it's usually a point where our team would kind of falter and start fighting amongst ourselves. But the way we were able to respond and come back in that second half defensively and offensively, I really think that shows the work that our coaches have put in off the field and the work that us as players have put in to kind of build that camaraderie so that we can trust each other. And I think last week was a big step for our program moving forward. Nothing but excitement coming up for this week against Fort Lewis. Definitely think that that's a winnable game for our team as long as we don't make a lot of the mental mistakes ourselves. So, like I said, thanks for having me. Do you guys have any questions?
As a wide receiver group, you, Isaiah, and Jeremiah have all done really good work. You're all like top 12 in conference in reception and yards. What are you going to do over the summer to get to that point?
A lot of just repetitions with our quarterbacks. That's the biggest thing about playing receiver is knowing where the quarterback's going to put the ball and when it's going to get there. Like our offensive coordinator says, every time timing and ball placement will beat any coverage. So just having us be all on the same page, all 3 of us receivers, has really been beneficial for our quarterbacks and us being successful in the pass game.
Collin, I've seen a lot of receivers over the years. You have some good receivers. I don't think I've ever seen a better receiver than you going up for a ball when you're defended, and you will not be denied the football. You most of the time will come down with the football. You're very aggressive going for the ball. You have great hands. Did you learn that, or is that just your personality? That's just the way you are.
Well, thank you for that comment. You know, I feel like it's just a mentality. You know, I think that being very competitive growing up, especially having a twin brother, kind of, you know, put that mindset into me where, you know, if it's a one-on-one matchup, it's just, you know, I'm gonna go and get this. Like, there's no other option. And I've kind of, you know, learned that throughout my years of, you know, competition, especially with Spencer. I feel like that was very beneficial in the way that I approach the game of football, especially when that ball's in the air. So I feel like it's just a mentality. It's not about how athletic you are, how tall you are. It's, hey, my team needs me to make this play, so I'm going to go make it. And at the end of the day, that's all I need to do.
Can I have a follow-up? Is that allowed?
Yes, Brad.
May I have a follow-up? And this is probably when you'll have to share the microphone with Charlie about, because you commented on something a little while ago that struck me tremendously after the Iowa State game. In that Charlie came in here, and one of the things he wanted to do was kind of change the culture. I know that's a statement that's used a lot, but Charlie was really wanting to change the culture. And I will second what you just said a little while ago. I go back a lot of years, and I can't remember the last time we were down by 12 points at halftime.
I believe so, yeah.
And we had a 14-0 lead. You go from 14 up to 12 down at halftime. I can't remember the last time a team like ours fought like you guys did. Come back. It was just amazing to me, because I think that's part of Charlie's influence in that it was a business trip for his team. You guys are going to fight like hell no matter what went on. And I think there are a lot of people probably watching at home. Well, here we go again. No, he didn't let it happen.
Yeah, I definitely think that our culture has changed since Coach Flohr got here. That was definitely one of the biggest things that was discussed when he first arrived. And then he really put it on us as players and as seniors and as leaders to help, you know, guide the rest of our team through the process of changing changing our culture in the classroom, in the weight room, on the field. It's really holistic now to how we approach, you know, being a college athlete. And I think that's really beneficial for everyone within our program. It teaches us a lot, you know, about responsibility and, you know, how to hold yourself in specific situations, especially when, you know, the game's on the line and you're down 12 at halftime. It's the little things that you do off the field that really, you know, help you keep your composure in those big games.
Like I said, I'm just really proud of our kids. You know, our slogan this year is buy-in, and they've really bought into things. You know, like you mentioned, it's just not what we're doing on the football field, but it's all the other extracurricular things that we're doing as a football team. But honestly, when you go back and look, you know, it's just not our sport. You know, I know there's a lot of other sports and a lot of other programs right now that, you know, a lot of new staffs, a lot of new, you know, people coming in, and you know, us as head coaches, we talk a lot with one another. Hey, what are you doing with your program? Hey, what are you doing with your program? How are you getting your kids to buy in? And, you know, I've been very proud of them, you know, just with the process that we've done. And again, it's, you know, it's nothing magical. It's making sure that these guys are taken care of, that they know that we love them and respect them. We're going to coach them hard, but we're going to love them hard as well. And, you know, ultimately that's what college athletics is all about, is just building relationships and making sure that we continue those relationships even after they graduate. Anything else?
Coach, can you talk about some of your injuries?
You know, we did sustain some injuries last week. You know, two of our running backs are hurt, don't know quite to the extent of where they're at. We did lose, you know, Grant Smith, one of our offensive linemen, in the Chadron State game. He will be done for the year. You know, right now, other than those injuries, you know, we're pretty healthy. And, you know, again, it just says a lot about our kids, our strength staff. You know, Coach Barrett and Coach Wise down there in the weight room have done a phenomenal job of keeping our guys upright and healthy. And again, it's just part of the buy-in process of, you know, what we're doing, not only as a football program, but as an athletic department, you know, making some really key hires and trusting our coaches to do, you know, the things that they're hired to do. And just very happy with where we're at right now as a program, and obviously looking forward to get 1% better today when we go out to practice, and then Saturday afternoon at 12 o'clock p.m. So really look forward to seeing everybody this Saturday afternoon. Like I said, we've only got 3 home games left, so any opportunity to come watch our kids go out and compete, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach. Before I wrap things up, there's one introduction I want to make. This summer, I was promoted to Associate AD, and we hired a new athletic communications coordinator. So Josh, would you like to stand up and take a bow? This is Josh. His last stint was at Minot State, and he started late in the year, and just did a fabulous job trying to catch up and to get up to speed of what we're going on. So thank you, Josh, for all that you're doing. And yeah, the next in-person luncheon we'll have will be October 19th, according to what Sandy told me today, at Pizza Ranch at 11:30 a.m. So that's in 2 weeks, if my math is right. So yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys this weekend. Come to soccer, come to volleyball, come to football, and we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about the victories. So thank you.